This is a Toshiba Satellite L655. Going to replace the screen on it. Fairly straightforward. First thing that you're going to want to do is remove these little 4 decorative caps that are for the screws. There's one here. There's one here. Up top here, sorry. There's one here. And there's one there. Just need something sharp. I'm just using a box cutter. Pop the cap right off, and the screws under there that you can get to. So this is the last screw here in the corner. Just want to take that out. Now after the screws are taken out, that's when you can separate the 2 pieces of the case. Just do that by grabbing it, putting your fingers under there. Got to put a little bit of force on there too, of course. And then you get down to the bottom here, pop this out. And then when you get to the very, very bottom, sometimes what you want to do is loosen that up. And then you can go ahead and pull it off. If you get stuck trying to get the bottom part off here, best thing to try to do is take your screwdriver and you can put it underneath there and lift up, and then that'll unstick it for you. So when you get the cover off, you're going to be looking at a couple of screws here. You got them on the sides. There's one there, and there is one down there. There's also one there and one there. What you want to do is lean the screen back a little bit, so when you're taking these screws out, obviously the screen doesn't fall out too. You can lean it forward a little bit so you can get to the bottom of the screw there. Sometimes you might have to loosen the screws down here too. Sometimes you might have to take them out. It just depends on how they did it at the factory. But the main important thing is you got 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on this side that you need to get out of there. Okay, so you got the screws. There was 2 on this side, and then there was 3 on this side. Sometimes at the factory they do different things like that. They're all put together by people. Sometimes they forget a screw or they add a screw, whatever the case might be. Take the screws out. Then, of course, you can lean your screen forward, bring it forward, and then you can see what kind of connector you got. Just one, it's an LED type of screen, so you only got the one connection there. And of course, you want to lift up on the tape here, and you want to get the connector off there without breaking it. Now it'll slide that way, and then when you put it back on, of course, you're going to go this way with it, and then it will lock itself in. So you got to get the tape off a little bit, and just pull it, like I said, towards that way, and it will come right out of there. Got our new screen in here from Screen Country. It's going to match right up here. We got the one connector that we're going to need to plug back in there, of course. And to do that, you just want to put it in there, and you just want to pull it tight with the, towards you, and then it will lock into place there. When you get it in there, you should hear it click for sure. And then you just put your tape back on there, give it a nice seal. Then of course we're gonna lift it up, and we're gonna position it so that we can get our screws back in there. And from what I recall, this one had 2 screws on this side and 3 on this side. But like I was saying earlier, you never know. Sometimes they'll have 2 and 2. Sometimes they'll have 3 and 2. So just look for the screws on the sides. You don't have to worry about these ones down the bottom. Most cases, I didn't have to on this particular laptop. Sometimes loosening those screws might help you. But in this case, we didn't have to. So we're just going to put the screws back in there. We're going to pop our bezel back on there, and then we're going to be good. Also found is when I'm putting the screws back in here, in order to line them up, sometimes I'll take another screwdriver, put it right in there. This way I get my spacing to put my screws back in there. Just need to put one in here and one in here, and then we'll put the bezel back on there. This way I found to put the bezel back on there is you put the hinges in first, like that, push the hinges in there, and then you can just go ahead and snap them in. Of course, you want to get rid of this tape here on the side. You don't need that anymore. So you go ahead and just clamp it all together like this. Get it all nice and tight. The bottom is also tight. Alright, there we go. We're going to put the screws in, then we'll fire it up. Bezel's back on there. We're going to fire her up, see what happens. Looking good. Looking good to me. Yep, it's all set, and we're done.